everybody, welcome back. It's Jess Preventer here with the Pro Homes Group and Lair Realty Partners. As many of you know, it is a seller's market. If you have any thoughts of buying or selling, please let me know. But today I'm specifically talking to buyers and what I'm seeing to help you get your offer accepted. We know that there's a lack of inventory, especially in the first-time home buyer market, and that makes getting your offer really accepted really difficult. It requires an agent that has great relationships with other agents in the industry and also can be creative. So I wanted to give you my top 10 ways that I'm seeing that people are getting their offer accepted. The first and foremost is always sale price. Obviously, the money is important to sellers, and the total sale price is much more important to sellers than it is to a buyer. What I mean by that is every $1,000 increase in a sale price translates exactly to dollars for the seller. Whereas for a buyer, to increase your sale price by $10,000 really only adds about $50 a month to your mortgage payment. So it's a lot easier for you to come up $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, even $10,000, and that will mean significantly more to the seller. So if there is wiggle room in your budget, I highly encourage you to come in strong with your highest and best offer. The second area that I always talk to buyers about is inspections, and there are a number of reasons to address this. In a more balanced market, inspections are paid for by the buyer, and then any issues that arise that are significant undisclosed issues are negotiated with the seller and result in either a reduced price or money back or the seller taking care of the issue. In this market, many buyers are waiving inspections completely. I highly discourage my buyers from doing that just because you want to at least know what you're buying. But there are 3 different ways we can address this to keep you protected as the buyer and make things a little easier for the seller. The first thing is doing your inspections for information only purposes. So in this way, you still do the inspections and you still have the opportunity to remove yourself from the transactions should some major expenses arise. But you're telling the sellers that you're not going to nickel and dime them over every single thing, and that unless it's something major, you'll be moving forward. The second thing is to say that you're going to do your inspections, but you will not request repairs or allowances for anything less than a certain dollar amount. This could be $2,000, $5,000, whatever. Once again, this assures the sellers that you will not be picking over every little thing, and it will only be for major things. There is a third option. If you really feel like you need to waive inspections, you can always purchase a home warranty. These cost a similar amount to what your inspections would cost you, and they can cover a variety of items, but most frequently the major systems such as roof, heating, plumbing, etc. They cover you for a year to make sure that there's no major issues once you move in. The third issue and thing that we always want to talk about is the appraisal. The appraisal is the it is the lender's way of confirming the risk of the loan, and they are basically agreeing to lend you a certain percentage of the appraised value, not the sale price. So with this market, when people are moving higher and higher in their sale price, the appraisals are often coming in low, which is major disappointment to the seller because it's saying the market value is here, but the appraised value is here, and now I'm taking a reduction. So what we can do is we can offer to pay a certain amount of the difference. So let's say your appraised value came in below the sale price, the buyers can offer to bring that difference to the table so the sellers still net their same amount. You can also ask your lender if this potential property qualifies for an appraisal waiver. This is frequently for clients that are putting 20% down, and it is very dependent on the individual property and how standardized it is, but it is a great way if you can get your lender to let you know if the appraisal can be waived. Number 4, you can allow the seller to choose the title or attorney, title company. Oftentimes this is at the buyer's choice, but leaving it up to the seller and the seller's agent just gives them more sense of control. Number 5, you can offer to pay to have the house cleaned after the sellers move out so that they don't have to worry about doing all that themselves. I don't know what number I'm on. 6 maybe? You can offer to pay the seller's portion of the transfer tax. Here in New Hampshire, the transfer tax is 1.5% of the sale price. Typically, it's split evenly between seller and buyer, but you can offer to pay the seller's portion to make that easier on them and to make their total net higher. You can also offer to pay the seller's settlement fees. These are usually in New Hampshire less than $1,000, but could be something that they don't have to worry about. You could also offer the sellers to leave any unwanted items in the home that you as the buyer will take care of, rather than them having to remove them, such as paint and things like that. The other thing that you could be doing is really hitting it hard on off-market properties. So your agent can really support you in doing this, reaching out to neighborhoods and homeowners in areas that you really love to see if they'd be willing to sell off-market. And the third thing is to offer a seller a rent-back option. In many cases, sellers are concerned about finding a property in this market after they sell, and so offering the sellers to potentially rent the home back after closing for a month or 2 months or 3 months gives them some peace of mind that they have time to find what they want. There are obviously some further leases, etc., that would need to be reviewed to make sure that you're protected, but it's another great option. In short, it takes a very aggressive, creative agent to help you obtain the home of your dreams in this market. Keep dreaming big, keep dreaming about that home, and let me help you make it a reality.